So, ladies and gentlemen, for the Montreal Canadiens fan that have been supporting this podcast channel, you know I do a lot of history on the Montreal Canadiens, but I think I'm doing a new series. So this will be first in a kind of continuing some of the most head scratching decisions in Montreal Canadiens history. Now, this one is kind of a hidden part of the Montreal Canadiens, and it's not really a criticism of his style of play, but with all the young players and possible potential future players for the Montreal Canadiens in the 74-75 season, why Glen Sather was brought in to be a defensive player on the Montreal Canadiens in the 74-75 season remains a head scratcher. Now, the 1974-75 Montreal Canadiens could have easily won the Stanley Cup that year, but unfortunately, Buffalo, which had the French connection and other top players on the squad, Montreal got past a very pesky Vancouver team, Vancouver Canucks, in the first round. A lot of good young talent on the team, even though Gary Smith wasn't a great goalie for Vancouver. He still had some difficulty. But to see Glen Sather taking a regular shift with the Montreal Canadiens that year. Now, they also brought in a very marginal defenseman from the Boston Bruins called Don Orey. Now, if anybody knows Glen Sather's history as a player, you know he's had great success as a coach for the Edmonton Oilers, management with the Rangers all over, well-deserving, one of the best coaches in NHL history. But Sather had a very, very, how can I say this, marginal career as a player with the Bruins, with the Penguins, with the Rangers for 4 seasons, and with the Blues for half a season before he ended up in Montreal. But you got to understand, Sam Pollock was running this team. They thought they were going to try to be better than the previous season when he didn't have Dryden by bringing in Don Orey and Glen Sather as a veteran presence. My dad, who was a Montreal Canadian fan from the day he was born till the day he died of cancer at age 69, would always tell me, you know, 74-75, the lost cup. Why did he lose the cup that year? If he could have got somebody else better than Glen Sather that could score like the statistics that season, 6 goals and 10 assists in 63 games, a goal and assist in 11 playoff games. You know, wasn't a fighter. Took inconsequential minors every once in a while. He was not a good fit. So you had one defenseman in Don Orey and a player in Glen Sather that in no shape or form should have played for the Montreal Canadiens that year. Not with Guy Lafleur in the lineup, not with Steve Shutt, not with Peter Mahovlich, and don't forget, Frank Mahovlich had just left. So you're going to use Glen Sather, Don Orey to replace the offense of the Montreal Canadiens. Use him to do it. Anyway, it was a complete and utter head scratcher. So I think in 2020, if Montreal needs a player, or Toronto, or any Canadian teams, do a trade one or use somebody from the minors. And, it boggles the mind. Again, 63 games for the 1974-75 Montreal Canadiens. Somebody else could have done a much better job. Like I said, he was no better than a fourth-line player for a marginal NHL team, and he should have been, in the minors all those years. I didn't see his defensive style in any shape or form. This was no Jimmy Roberts or Claude LaRoche or Leon Rushmore, and even, some of the young Atlanta and Calgary defensive players that did well on the road. Did Glen Sather ever motivate anybody as a player? As any fan said, put Sather on the ice? Maybe it's just me, but it's still mind-boggling. Of the 1970s dynasty included 1971, 73, 75, 76, 77, 78, and 89. 6 cups in the 1970s. He was the least deserving Montreal Canadian of that era beside Don Orey. But like Don Orey was picked for the Summit Series. But, neither here nor there. So that's my rag against Montreal Canadian decisions by Sam Pollock. And Sam Pollock is dead, and he can't speak for himself, but I wonder what Sam Pollock was thinking. And what was Scotty Bowman thinking? Anyway, have a good day. Bye.